Hello. So recently I switched from CLI tools to Codex, its own app on MacBook, and I'm really enjoying using it. I thought I'll make a quick video about a walkthrough of how you can also use this app and sort of like how does it feels very different from, let's say, using the regular CLI. So I've been using CLI from past 3 years, or 2 years, or let's say since the time Cloud Code got launched. And yeah, like one of my frustration point was that I'm being a designer, I have to switch between the browser and the terminal. That was a one big sort of like a pain point. Also, I had tried myself that anytime if I have to pass on some feedback to let's say to the Claude or whatever agent I'm running from CLI, it's always a bit of a work because then you have to rewrite it versus imagine a browser itself can let you annotate whatever things you wanted to fix for an agent. So yeah, you can see it here. This is just sort of like this is how the app looks like. If you see the sidebar, you can start chat. I'll come to the schedule and plug in a bit, and then or you can just have a project. So let's imagine if I create a new project called test, and as you can see, this is the project now, and I have given, let's say, full access, but I can also restrict the access. It says that it's working locally at the moment in a master branch, and then I can do bunch of things. I can add files and documents, whatnot. I can also have a slash commands like, let's say, goal, and I can define the goal. As you see now, the goal has been active here. So this is pretty amazing, but the power also lies. So this is, I mean, you can imagine, okay, this is something chat based interface and you can find it even on ChatGPT. Then what's really different here? A couple of things I just want to quickly walk you through. So let's imagine if I'm having a chat here. First thing first is on another sidebar, it gives me an option of opening different views. So let's say it has a browser. So now you can see it's literally a browser, and I can say that let's make a simple hello world HTML page and put it on in-app browser. That's it, and let it work so we can come back to it. Meanwhile, I can show you some of the other things as well. The schedule, this is one of my favorite parts. So as you can see, I have put it like in Jaipur, where I sort of like interested to scan some of the YouTube videos related to the property search, and it runs in every sort of like every day around 2 p.m. And it kind of like checks or finds out whichever the relevant newly launched video or newly created video on YouTube, and then it basically provides me the info here. So schedule is super helpful if you want something to be done quite regularly. It is the equivalent of cron job, but on a CLI you have to really guide it out, but here it's literally just a one command. Plugins are nothing but just all external services you can connect here, which I guess it's nothing new. If you're a designer, you can connect Figma. If you are working on, let's say, video app or something, you can connect all those different kinds of app. You can connect your email or Slack, whatever. As I said, it's not new integrations like these connectors happening quite some time, but this is again also being supported inside. Other than that, yeah, you can see sort of like status of your the quota, like how much token you still have left and all that. And then now we can go to, let's say, into this file. So as you can see on the right side, this browser view is there. It is now sort of like trying to start the browser. And this is how it starts. You can also in here you can basically ask it to run multiple agents in parallel, and it can do that. As you can see at the bottom, this is one of my favorite commands here, by the way. You just do goal and then you just tell it to work on that goal, and it will make sure it it really finishes that goal. Now you see this hello world, and this page is running for a look from a local HTML file. Now what is the fun part? If you go top right, you see this annotate button, and this is where the magic happens also as a designer. If you're working on something, you want instant feedback, I just can say make it small, and then it kind of like passes that feedback like here. I don't know why I didn't pass it itself, otherwise it should pass it without me pressing the enter. But yeah, that's how you can kind of like interact with it, like a different versions of it. So you can do the iteration pretty much here. This is your typical model selector here. And other than that, you also get this sort of like a little bit of info about the environment, what's happening, what is running, all of that, like the server, and then the git states and all. And then in the right side bar, as I similar to the browser, you can also open the side chat. So maybe your main chat is pretty much busy here, and then you can go about let's say like a side chat. So this is technically opening up the another session. What my experience been, and is that this side chat would still have access to, or what was being discussed in the main chat. So that's a good part of that. Other than that, as you can see now, it has reduced the size of it. You can see the files, every piece of file being created in this directory. You can also open terminal, so you can basically really open the terminal, and then lastly you can, I guess, do the reviewing part here. So maybe the diff views and everything can be sort of like can come up here. So I really like this concept of having a space which provides you the agentic capabilities, but on top of that it also comes loaded with different types of tools one would be using, and they may be switching in between tabs when they are working just inside the CLI. But what are the, let's talk about some downsides of it. It's only codex, so you can use ChatGPT based models, or maybe whichever open source models being supported as part of the codex. You can kind of like do that, but not inside this app. I think inside this app you can only use the GPT models like GPT 5.5 or not. But yeah, inside the CLI, if you enable, let's say, some open source model which supports that integration, you can use that. Other than that, the other downside I found this, I mean, it's great that it provides you the sort of like a web, the browser inside, but it doesn't let you open multiple tabs, and I wish they can support that, because it comes super handy. One is you can review your work, what you're working on, and you can have a back and forth interaction, but at the same time you can also basically visit to other websites, and you don't have to close the tab. So yeah, I would say this is very quick overview of how I've been using this app. I hope this sort of like captures some of my experience using it. So yeah, thanks for watching.